Hello and welcome everyone to this week's episode of Mondays in Exandria, an adventure in Iman. We are here, we are ready to play, and let's just get right to it. I'll start with myself. I am Lindy, and I'll be playing Wendell Eustace Abernathy, Lucius Throckwaddle Hossenpfeffer the Fourth of the Havisham Hossenpfeffers. He's a nobleman, he's a warlock, he's kind of an ass sometimes, but, we love him. Right, guys? It's fine. Let's go down to someone who definitely is okay with him most of the time. Shiny Pilot, how are you?
Most of the time, it's true. Master does an okay job because Shiny Pilot's his butler, and he's an unspec butler or half orc, and he's not very bright, but he's a good butler and loyal for the moment. But I'm ready to play as Eagle as best as I can.
Wonderful. Let's get to it. Someone who's ready to play would be D20 Coup de Grace. How are you?
Yeah, that's me. I'll be playing Harlan Flipcloak. He's a hobgoblin wizard and a master of time, but he can't keep his toupee straight.
It happens. Toupees can be tricky, so it happens. Someone who can be tricky is Nuggetosaurus. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's Monday night. Mondays are always super fun. I'm going to be playing Howl, the shifter fighter / paladin who's currently mad at Lamont, which is nothing new. And I'm ready to figure out what's going on here, so.
You and me both. There's a lot that I want to know. Someone who wants to know. Producer Trav.
Wait, someone who can't keep his toupee on straight also is Producer Trav. How's it going? Producer Trav here, playing Lamont Quinlan, who is a Kalashtar rogue, and we're around the 7th level. And it was about 2 weeks ago now that I had a long conversation with Jonathan Pruitt about how to actually play this game and this character. So this is good. I'm going to Howl's in big trouble. I'm going to move stick move. She's in deep shit. I'm ready to rock. Let's do it. It's good to be back.
Yes, good to be back. Someone who is ready to rock is our dungeon master. Deception check. How are you?
I am quite ready to rock. Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly where I am right now. I'm at Deception Check. I'm the DM tonight, and Mondays at Exandria and Adventure in Amon. We are kind of split in the party right now. Wendell is still in Iman, waiting on confirmation of a meeting with Seeker Assume Imring about the dispensation of the Dragon's Hoard, which was stolen at some point in time from the Council of Tal'Dorei. The rest of the party has been trapped in a dimensional rift, a little land set aside from time and space, created by a gnome of some power long ago, but they haven't found out about that yet. They're just standing on a platform in front of a tall, marble-ish looking building, wondering what they're doing, with Igor and Harlan standing on the transport platform staring up into the sky, and Lamont and Howl heading towards the door, with both of them currently in a fight and angry at each other. But before we go and take a look at what happens there, let's go back to the tinker shop called the Final Form, run by a tough dwarven drunkard named Tethi Rujic and his 2 daughters who are missing their mother, the whole reason why these guys jumped into a portal to find. Wendell, you're standing in the store. You just saw your entire party disappear in a flash of light. You're standing alone. You see Harlan's trusty magic carpet lying on the ground alone and sad without its master. Gila, the half gnome, half dwarf daughter of the missing woman, runs up and goes, did they just go? Did you not go with them? What's going on?
They disappeared in a bright flash of light, I believe, following after where your mother went. I am here as a control for an experiment. You know how an experiment has to have like a static matter and a moving bit so you can observe how it happens from the outside. I'm the observer here.
Oh, it's like a practice, like you're building something and you build a practice run on it.
Yes, a lot
okay.
like that.
But
So-
aren't you afraid your friends won't come back? Didn't you want to go with them?
Oh no, they will be back. That's my luck. They will be back. They
Hey,
never disappear for long.
well, she looks over kind of like dismissively at her father, who is passed out and snoring behind the counter. Hey, Dad's going to be down for a while, it looks like. So, are you going to be staying here?
Oh, for a while, make sure things are as they should be. Maybe observe the device now that it's been activated twice. It's good to have an observer. Just, couple control tests, and then I might go pick up a couple of things to do additional testing with. And but I will be here probably most of the day. So.
All right.
If that's
Emilo
all
and I,
right.
we're fine with it, and Dad won't be awake for a while. So, and if he wakes up, we'll take care of it. So, all right. I've got things I need to do. If you need anything, just holler for me. I'll be in the shop.
I'll be up here observing science.
Right.
Yes.
For my mom, right?
And your mother, of course. She's very into science and tinkering, and we will get her back so she can continue to do more of it.
Okay. Well, I hope so. She's been gone for a while now, and
Yes.
she walks off behind the stacks, disappears rather easily because they're normal sized stacks, and she's
I think to myself, she's probably dead, but I don't need to say that to them.
It's probably wise not to tell the young gnome about
Yes.
her mom being dead.
I'll let Howl handle that when they return.
As you're standing there, you get a message from Reagan.
Reagan.
Master Hassenpfeffer,
Yes.
I need to tell you that the meeting is set, and the Seeker is sitting in your private dining room right now.
I'll be there very, very, very soon.
Please do. Please. I'm not much of a conversationalist, and he's staring at me.
On my way now. And I will, I assume she's barely walked off, and I'll be like, you know what, actually, I'm going to go pick up a couple of those things to assist in the retrieval. Be back in a bit. And I'll hop on the carpet, go, carpet action, go now. And then...
She's like, what? But and you just zoom,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gone.
Back in a
Alright.
jiff!
As Wendell flies back to the Grayskull Shadow Inn to meet with Seeker Assume Imbring about the dragon's horde, let's check back in with our other group members. They are standing in a green space. It looks like an exterior garden before a large columned building. It is all in white stone, very tall. There is what looks to be green grass and trees around, and before the two main doors, the only entrance to the building that are in the center of the wall in which Howl and Lamont are walking to, there are also 3 large fountains. Each fountain is spewing out water, and in the middle is a humanoid-looking male in different sorts of poses. One, he has his hand up like he's offering something up to the sky. In another, he's got his hands out like he's offering something to people. And another, he's got his arms crossed like a very imperious sort of look. But all 3 seem to be the same humanoid. And the night sky above is just dark with unrecognizable stars. Now, Howl headed towards the door after hearing someone scream, "Get your hands off me! What are you doing? Let me go!" So she shot towards the door. Lamont went right after her angrily. Harlan and Igor decided to stay behind. So, what are we all doing?
I believe, if I remember correctly, I had actually punched Lamont in the face.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly.
That was before you walked off.
Yes. I decked him because I was pissed that he transported us here
And then
and
you...
for other reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I walked off, and then we heard the scream, so I headed that direction. So that's where Howl is going.
It wasn't so much a scream as more of like an angry utterance.
Okay. I'm heading towards the utterance.
Okay. All right. Harlan, Igor, what are you doing?
Yes.
I mean,
Help me with your keen eyes. Look for the brightest stars. And Harlan pulls out a book and starts copying positions in the sky.
Okay.
Which stars am I looking for, Mr. Harlan?
Just the brightest ones you can see.
Igor, roll me a perception check.
I have the most perceptive for finding stars. Because I am myself a star. I don't know why I sound like Sean Connery. 7.
7. Igor finds 5 or 6 relatively bright stars. Nothing recognizable in no forms or constellations that you can tell, Harlan.
Here, we back? I think we're back. Connection's super unstable. Don't know why all my
See us?
settings are the same. I think it might be Twitch. Not sure. But we're back, it looks like, maybe.
Yeah, I see it's
Our
back.
bitrate's awful, but we're trying.
All right. So yeah.
Okay.
On the stars.
So
Yeah.
we are back.
Mm-hmm.
And how Harlan has just jotted down the star positions of Igor's perception check, which was a 7, very low, unable to really find any recognizable stars in this sky above them. You can only see so far because of the building and the height of the walls that surround the compound that you're in. So they're basically the ones above you. How?
Mini for reference.
I'm sorry?
I don't need many for reference.
Okay. Well, then,
Igor keeps spinning in a circle. Cut up like, can I stop looking?
Yes, Igor. We should find out what that scuffle was about.
Okay. And Igor will start headed up to join the group.
okay. All right. So, as you see on the map that we have, that the doorways in are directly in front of the center fountain. You stand as you reach the doors before 2 tall wooden doors with no handles, doorknobs, or keyholes, but emblazoned in the center of each door is a stylized circle of some kind. It looks like a cartoonish reference to a rock or a stone.
Can I touch that?
Sure.
Igor asked the group.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's a yes. And Igor's going to go forward and to go touch it.
Okay, so you just reach up and touch the symbol on the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing happens.
How, Auden, this rock is not doing anything.
Perhaps you
She's
should
like,
try
poke,
knocking.
poke, poke.
So I'm sorry.
I
What
will
is it?
knock.
I'm sorry?
What is it?
The regular large wooden-looking doors with no handle, doorknob, or keyhole of any type, but in the center of the door is a stylized sort of cartoonish rock or stone carving.
And I tried touching it, and it didn't do anything. So
Can I try like turning it?
Turning the stone?
Yeah.
Sure. You reach in. It's cool to the touch. You try and move it. It's just a carving.
Oh, can I like push the door open? Does it open?
You push against the door. It does not open.
What if I
Wish-
pull against the door?
There's nothing to pull on.
Not
Mr.
even a
Harlan, he suggested I knock on the door. Maybe I will knock with me fist. And he's like, "Thwoof, thwoof."
Okay. At the sound of your knock echoing in the room beyond, the doors begin to slowly open outward to you, and the smell of stale and dry air from inside assaults your senses.
Oh, it looks like it's the knocking kind. Are we trying to be quiet here, or should I announce you in a butlery fashion?
We don't see anybody inside.
Okay, do you look inside?
Well, if the doors are open, I'll take a look.
Okay. As the doors open, inside the amber-lit room are 2 tables on each side of the doors that just opened. There are brightly polished marble floors. Behind the tables seem to be 2 humanoids standing perfectly still. The center of the room is split with a red velvet rope hung from brass stanchions. and there seems to be more doors ahead.
Announcing his lordship, Mr. All-in Flipcloak, and Igor bows as he sees the humanoids in there.
They do
Being
not
a butler.
respond.
I believe they're statues, Igor, and I'm not a lord.
Oh,
Not yet, anyways.
my mistake. I shall correct your repertoire post haste. Igor thinks he's being fancy.
That's... Thank you, Igor.
You're very welcome.
Hitting these doors. I don't want them closing on us.
Yeah, right away. And Igor will find the largest rocks he can, or bricks, or whatever, in the yard, and he will put them at the base of the doors to hold them open.
Give me an investigation check to see if you find any.
Very well.
Does everyone else walk inside?
All of it.
No.
I mean,
Don't drop my dice.
if Igor's out there, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, Harlan, you walk inside.
That is an 18.
Okay, you look all over this courtyard, the general vicinity around the door. There are no loose rocks or boulders or stones.
I'm gonna have to make some. And
Matter of fact, with that investigation check, you notice that even the grass looks a little strange. It doesn't look like it's real.
Okay, well, Igor, I don't know if he'd process enough to understand that. Like, he'd understand it looks off.
Right.
But then he'd be like, well, we're gonna have to get these doors open somehow. And he's gonna take his warhammer and smash the most out of the way, not obvious piece of stoneware to get some pieces of large stone.
Okay. Outside, where you're standing, where the doors are, there are stone columns to each side of the door, the entryway. There's also the landing pads that you came in on, and the fountains.
Okay, he's gonna go to the backside of a fountain where I got my guy behind a bush where nobody can see. He's gonna break off some large pieces of rock.
Okay, go ahead and make me an attack.
Okay. Oh, I can attack really well. Usually. That is a 13 to hit.
Okay, a 13 to hit. You can hit the fountain. It doesn't exactly get out of the way. Roll your damage.
Excellent. Oh boy, I haven't done an attack in so long. I gotta grab the right dice. D8. So 6 damage.
Okay. You see a large crack form when you hit it.
Ugh.
And then you see half of the crack disappear.
Who's gonna try it again?
Okay, go ahead. Try again.
Dang it. Come on, Igor, roll better. 15 to hit.
Okay, that definitely hits. Roll me
Okay.
some damage.
Dang it. 6 damage.
Okay. You see the crack widen. You see a small piece break off. And you see that same piece that broke off immediately reform. But the crack is larger now.
What are you doing?
While you're
Go.
figuring this out, we have Harlan and Hal inside. Or did you walk back outside, Harlan?
Well, I mean, I looked back out there. If I hear him hitting stuff.
Okay.
Whack.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, I just asked him what he was doing out there.
Didn't something to hold the door open for you per your wishes, Mr. Harlan? Breaking off some stone as the yard is remarkably manicured.
Don't all you adventurers carry something to do that?
I'm a butler, sir. I don't know much about adventuring except for what my master lets me do. I've adventured to our neighbor's manor before. That's about the extent.
He doesn't have the bag of holding, does he?
I don't think I do.
I got the snack bag, because that's what it's become.
Never mind. All right.
I will keep working on this stone for you, Mr. Harlan, to get a weight to properly secure the door.
You said there were 2 figures in this room?
Yes. I'm going to get to you guys as soon as...
Let him do
I don't know if we have another problem with the stream now.
I do is trying to reconnect.
Is it down again?
See,
Okay.
it says it's still recording.
Okay.
See,
So-
reconnect on it.
We'll just go ahead and go with what we have. Both you and Harlan are inside, and there is sound. There are sounds. So it is the automatons are trying to speak with you, and they're moving their arms. They're like one arm goes like both together and saying one arm like it goes across the table, and then one arm points at something else. Then one arm goes across the table, and then one arm points at this. And so that's going on. But Lamont's still outside, so I want to know what Lamont is doing.
What does it look like outside?
Outside, you are in a courtyard. There's a 20-foot stone wall that encircles the entire space. It's green grass and trees, marble fountains with some humanoid guy in different poses, and a large marble building with columns.
It was like massaging his jaw, and I like to think they were looking up at the stars, and he kind of walked into the shot and he's looking, and they finished up what they were doing, and he's still looking. And he's just kind of hanging out there for a second. And then he comes back and I want to walk up to the door and just be like, the hell what you guys doing?
Can you make anything of this? I think they're trying to tell us something.
There's still a language going on. When you look inside,
Oh.
you see that these tables have what look to be this parchment, folded parchment on some part of the table that has this like thin, clear, like hard covering on it that's kind of shiny. And then there are some badges. It look like little medallions or something that are on the other side of the table. And so when the automatons are speaking in the language you don't understand, their arms cross across the pamphlets, and then they point to the badges. They go across the pamphlets, and they point towards the badges.
I've seen these tricks before. These better not explode. Grab one.
Oh, look, they're fun friends. Look, they want us to do this thing. They want us to put one of these things on. Look at the detail. Gorgeous. Hello, you.
Does the badge say anything or have any symbols on it? Or
The badge has runes on it.
Can I investigate everything and do the eye for detail thing?
Sure.
I think it gives me
Igor's still
advantage.
outside beating on the fountain.
Yes, he is.
Okay, just give me your roll for your eye for detail. These are clockwork humanoids, but they look like, this is just something you're going to see anyway. They look like they're designed to do one thing, and that's all that they're doing. With an 18 investigation, they look like they're very old, but they are of a design that you don't recognize. The tables are well kept, but old. These parchments, the folded parchments are just, it looks like they're a pamphlet of some kind. You've seen window passings, things out like this, but you can't read them. It's just runes. You recognize the runes. You believe they might be dwarven in origin. So that means it could be a gnomish discussion. It could be dwarves. You also notice that there's runes above the 3 doors at the end of the room. 2 of them are the back door leading, what looks to be leading out, is blocked by the velvet ropes, but the 2 doors on the side each have their own runes above. And the automatons keep waving their arm and pointing, and saying the same thing. It sounds like it's a repeating, like, script of some kind.
Ugh. They're getting quite annoying. Just give me a moment. I'll be able to figure this out.
Oh, come on, it's fun. You got to get into it. Look, it's like a little song, and then you put the thing on, and then you move on to the next part of the exhibit. It's kind of like a little ride. It's fun.
You can read this language.
No, but I'm having fun. I mean, I'm getting into it. You put the thing on.
Okay, you
They
put one
wave
of
you
the
around.
one of the badges on.
Sure.
The minute you put the badge on, you understand the language it's speaking. It basically says, "Welcome to the Stone Technology Preview, honored guests. Please take a look at our pamphlets and quickly move into one of the 2 preview rooms to gaze in wonder at the latest stone wonders. Please keep moving, as Stone expects this year to be as busy as the last. If you're having difficulty understanding, or if you're human, please use one of our badges."
Ouch. I recite all that back, and I'm
it's just
I'm as
constant
giddy as your grandma at Graceland. It's like, oh, this is gonna be fun. Look at this.
You still are unable to read the text, the runes, but you do understand what's being spoken now.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
All right. So while you guys are doing this, Igor, do you still bash on the fountain?
He would try one more time. But
Okay.
if it doesn't
Give me one more attack on the fountain.
Even if it doesn't produce results, she'd probably be done. Nat 20.
Okay.
For
I
a
was just thinking, what
27.
if he nat 20?
All right. Go ahead and hit. Give me your damage.
All right. I will take that nat 20.
And it's there again.
And it's like the lowest damage, 5 damage.
That was your double dice is 5?
Oh, sorry. Well, 1. I rolled a 1. Oh, and then an 8. Okay, so 1 and an 8, 9 plus 4.
13 damage.
13, yeah.
All right, you take a big chunk out of the fountain. Water starts brushing out and drenching you when it happens. Splashes in your face, gets all over your butler uniform. But as you're taking that piece of stone that you broke off, it's about a 2-foot block. It starts reforming.
So do I have the block in my hand?
You do. The block is still there.
Oh, just some weird stuff going on here. But I got my block, so he's going to happily return back to prop the door open.
Okay.
And as he marches back, if everybody's still there, he'll go to the door and prop it open, but he'll yell inside, "Oh, Mr. Harlan, I got the door propped open for you, sir. I shan't be closing."
Ah, yes. Nice job, people.
The fountain outside I borrowed this from, it fixed itself, by the way, so the monster shouldn't be too angry about me taking this block.
Oh, yes, that's quite wonderful. Here, I got you a reward. I hand him
Hand him a what?
one of the badges from the table.
I shall wear this badge with pride.
As soon as you
Mr.
place the badge
Harlan.
on your chest, you start understanding what they're saying. And it's the same repeating script.
Mr. Harlan,
Yes,
why do I hear voices in my head?
the badge is imbued with great magic. You earned it.
I will treasure this my whole life, Mr. Harlan. And he bows a really deep bow.
All right, so is everyone inside
You
now?
are so kind.
Is everyone inside the room now?
Where's Lamont?
Lamont's inside.
I'm inside.
I'm grabbing your token. Whoop.
Okay, so as soon as Igor steps inside and is inside for a moment, the doors begin to slowly close.
He's gonna run back towards the stone and like trying to beat it into the dirt to hold the door. Master, the door's shutting.
As the doors shut, it slices neatly through that stone like it wasn't even there, and the doors close.
And even with
And you get
like,
that
Igor
echo
holding on
of like
it,
heavy doors closing. Okay, would you like to try and stop it?
I mean, you try if you could.
Okay, give me an athletics or strength check, something like that. Anyone else want to try and stop the doors?
I'm going
Igor, get in here and put your badge on. We want to go ahead and
the
do
door-
the tour
the door-
before the
the
buffet
door.
closes.
I got a strength roll, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You slow it down for a moment. Both doors grind to a halt. It's already sliced through half of the rock, and it's just pushed. Now you start sliding.
Master, the door is closing. And he
And
gets
then it
pushed back.
bangs shut and it echoes throughout the room. But as soon as that door shuts, the door on the left side and the door on the right side both open. And we'll head over back to Wendell now.
Ooh. Hmm.
Oh,
But
Well,
both
at least
sides have
we-
opened now. And we'll pick back up where that's at once we talk to Wendell.
I'm flying on a magic carpet.
Wendell, you arrive
Yes.
at the Grayskull Shadow Inn just across the street from the Whitestone Embassy and Little Whitestone outside the walls of Amman. It looks like a normal day. It's busy outside. Your shop, your business is doing well, as it always does.
Good.
Lunch rush is nearly over, and you enter.
Yes.
Reagan is standing outside the door, looking whiter than you've ever seen him. His red is
He's
now
pink.
a pale pink.
Oh no,
Yes,
Reagan.
he's quite pink.
Oh no, Reagan.
he's like nearly vibrating. He runs over to you and his
I flew as
hands
fast
together.
as I could.
Thank you so much. The seeker is very imposing, and I'm like, he looks at you and looks right into your soul, and
He's bound for a treat then.
Just, do you need me to? Do I need to be in there with you, or is that something you need to do on your own?
I think I see how nervous Reagan is. I'm like, you could just stand outside the door, Reagan.
Thank you.
Of course.
I knew I could trust you to help me. I don't want to be in there. Like, they say in the class that when you meet the seeker, he never forgets your face, and you aren't seen very much after that.
Well, it's a good thing you're not in the clasp anymore, Reagan. I clasp his shoulder.
That's an excellent point, but I'm still associated, kind of, so I'm all right. Here, and he opens
deep breaths.
The door for you.
Get a little color back. Maybe have a drink or something.
You step in, and you see a smaller humanoid. Looks like a halfling.
Mm-hmm.
Hair has grown long, and on the side of his face that you can see, there seems to be some deep scarring. He's wearing dark, kind of forest green cloak and tabard over what looks to be a thick, fine mail. And he stands with the casual confidence of a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Hands behind his back, and he's looking at the wormling.
I always forget we have the mounted wormling head until it's mentioned again, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it's gotta be like the most pathetic mounted dragon head ever, but we love it dearly.
He looks back over his shoulders like, did you bag this yourself?
Yes, we did.
That wasn't in the city, was it?
No, it was, in the sewers nearby.
You do know that the sewers are part of the city, right?
I didn't know if they counted outside of the city walls. I thought there was more county, but yes, we did find it there. Didn't find any
all
others,
one big
though.
happy Ammonian family. Come on.
This is very true.
Or did they call us Emonites? I can never
I'm
really
not
figure
certain.
out. I don't like any of them, really. I'm just a resident of Amon. I think that works best for me, even if I'm part of the Council of Tal'Dorei.
Yes, well, we did get that one in the sewers, and didn't find any others. We looked, though.
Well, good. Don't really like dragons in my city.
Understandable.
There's been rumors, questions about that bad business in
Troubling
the North Central
incident.
District. Yes, really bad business. You're connected with it in some way. Not sure I'm happy about that, but I hear through the grapevine that you have an interesting proposition for me, one that I might or might not like.
Well, forgive me. Could you care for anything to drink or eat?
No. I don't have that much time to deal with you.
Of
Let's
course.
just get to business.
Trying to be hospitable. But
I
yes,
appreciate it.
business.
But you're just a business owner here in town. I'm a council member with many things to do, and
of course.
very strange goings-ons in my city that I have to figure out. And when you contact me, but you're also associated with some of the strange goings-ons, I figured I would make a personal visit.
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. We weren't expecting a visit so soon, and thus we're in town. But yes, the rest of my group unfortunately could not make this meeting, but I am here as representative. We have, through the wonderful grace of Lord Varnasifa and the Clasp, reacquired is a better term, the gold that was stolen from the mages that Sifa Sr. had siphoned away, and would like to return it to the council so that debts may be paid. The city may return to a sense of balance.
As you were talking before, like when you started your comment, he was kind of just looking around, and he was just like, it's just another blowhard businessman, thinks he knows what he's doing. And then you mentioned the money, you mentioned the clasp, you mentioned Sifa, And he starts focusing even more and more.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's staring at you and he's like, so you want me to believe that you, a failed winery owner who stumbled into a nice property purchase here in the town, has somehow accidentally fumbled into a missing gold that I've been searching for quite some time. And that through the association with the clasp and the son of the man accused of stealing the money, you came by it.
Yes.
Hmm.
Now, of course.
Seems far-fetched. Why didn't the clasp just take it? Why
Well,
do they want credit but not the money itself?
well, I'm sure you've dealt with the clasp in previous times. They would very much like the mages to be paid off, but also they've suffered some recent financial hits lately in certain altercations and nasty business, internal business, I hear. Thus, we've been holding on to it by request of Anasifa for safekeeping, so that it is definitely insured to make it back to the council. But the clasp would, of course, still like credit for the contribution in reacquiring it.
Right. And what do you want out of it?
Oh, group? We don't
Oh
want
my
any
God,
credit.
is that what you call yourself?
I slide over business card.
He kind of puts his finger on it, looks at it, and is like, I thought Vox Machina was a terrible name. Good Lord.
We're gonna find
What?
one NPC who thinks this is brilliant. I cannot wait for that day.
It's going to be your groupie.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
So he kind of looks at your business card and is like,
We don't want any credits. We are just simple people wanting to do a good deed for the city.
he looks at you even hard, like, you please cut with the bullshit now. You just came up with 500,000 gold that was stolen, missing, and probably the biggest mystery next to the one you're already involved with, and you don't want any credit. I could offer you lordship, titles, land.
Wendell looks physically pain, maybe slightly physically
so
ill.
many things, and yet you are just saying that, oh, please give the clasp all the credit and take Varnasifa's word that he wasn't involved,
he
and
wasn't.
don't say a word about us. And
well, the clasp doesn't want our group to get credit. We've negotiated for them to not kill us. And we'd like to stay alive. Therefore, we're willing to sacrifice lordship and titles and the like. And we really don't want the clasp to have this money. We want the council to have it.
right, and you come to me. Why
yes. Well, you seem to be
pacing now.
one of the more reasonable members of the Council of Tal'Dorei. You've worked with the clasp previously during the whole siege thing, so you know how they operate. We were also considering talking to, tell me get her name. Is it Defense Guardian Topher? Is that the Dragonborn? I think so.
Topher Brodavars?
Yes. That's the Dragonborn. We're also considering approaching Defense Guardian Topher Brotaros, but you were easier to contact. And we would like this. It is a rather large sum of money, so we would like to have it returned as quickly as possible. Oh, and I also
think
have
I'll
some
have that
incriminating.
food and drink now.
Reagan, food and drink in here, please. Our finest form, Mr.
Pokes his head in the door. He's still kind of white. He's like, "Oh, yes, I'll be right back."
Of course, thank you.
He closes the door, and Seeker Sum looks at you and goes, "You know this is a front for the clasp, right?
Used to be.
How connected are you with them?"
As little as possible now. This is
Right.
groups in now, 100%. And we are giving employees who may have had connections 1 month to leave the clasp or leave here. they all decided to leave the clasp. That wasn't very much of a decision for them, it would seem.
All right. Well, let's get down to brass tacks.
Yes.
And with that, we'll go back in to the reception room of this strange building.
Igor's slumped against the door, heavy breathing, a little bit of sweat. Go, Mr. Harlan, I failed to keep the doors open. You can have me badge back as he gets ready to rip it off.
No. That's not the way this works.
Hey, but Master, I failed you.
The model
Commanded.
you received will not be taken from you. Now, give me a moment and let me finish reading this. And I want to try to figure out what the pamphlet says.
Okay. The pamphlet welcomes you to the Artifactorium and the presentation of Stone Technologies and its subsidiaries' newest creations. There are 3 things being previewed here at the Artifactorium. The first one, let me find the specific names for them, and I see. Okay, here we go. You know that one of the presentations is the Stone Securities Baffle Room. The second one is Stone Household Helpers, Mr. Tinker's Helpers. And the last is the Bafflestone X5 Personal Security Apparatus.
Relate this information and say that I believe it's a gallery of this person's prototypes. We should be careful.
Don't we know a Bafflestone?
Oh, dude.
What was his
This-
first name?
People
Somebody
step.
remember?
Yes. Wait, he's a Clockwork Council member, isn't he? Yeah.
No, he's the one that the automatons were trying to kill, right?
The red dragon.
I don't remember.
The
He's
red-
an artificer.
The red dragon we killed down below the sewers. Ate his leg.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Harlan or Wendell in my head.
I can't stop thinking of it.
Well,
This is going to be awesome. This is like a trade show.
True.
You know, I myself dabbled in experiential magical technologies at one time. Trade shows, corporate events, religious ceremonies. This is fascinating. So put your badge on, Igor. We'll be back at the inn by happy
Right.
hour.
I have it on, Mister, but I'm not quite sure I understand all these fancy words.
well, there seems to be a lot
Happy
going-
hour?
Oh, drinks.
Sorry, Harlan. What were you saying?
I was just saying that there's a lot going on in this room. I think we should look in there. And he'll head out this way.
Well, there's a
Okay.
gift shop.
As you look into the room that you stepped into, you see, go through the wide doors, you see it's an open, well-appointed room with polished wood floors, 5 tall standing mirrors on the left side in a semicircle, and 5 cloth-covered tables on the right wall, covered in bits and baubles of strange items. In the center of the room stands another brass humanoid, much like the one in the previous room. How the room you stepped into is basically an open room, sort of like the same side, same as the other side, but on the floor here, there are different types of floor material. There is stone, there is wood, there is marble, and then there's another type of it almost looks like a fabricated, strange material. You're not sure what it is. In the center of the room is a standing pedestal with an automaton behind it and 4 10-inch tall, 2-foot wide, round, like metal discs on the ground. Now, as you step away from the main room, those automatons have stopped moving and talking.
I'll walk up.
Nothing's happening as you walk in.
I'll just walk up to the statue and say, I suppose you're going to explain what's going on here.
It does not respond.
Activate.
Hi, I'm Lamont, and he's Harlan. What do you do?
Okay, Lamont, you go in there too?
Yeah.
Same room? Okay, so we got 2 people in that room. Whoa, God.
Mirror
Wrong
room.
thing.
Whoa.
Can I just screw this up?
Yeah, move the map a little bit.
Yep. Control Z. There we go. Sorry, I don't know why. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. There we go. All right, so Harlan's in there. Igor, where are you?
He'd probably be in the middle room for a moment unless somebody calls him. He's kind of looking into both rooms.
Okay. Now, in this room, there is a door on the far end of the rooms. It is closed. It looks just like the main doors. There are no handles. There's no grass. There's no keyholes. Just 2 large wooden type doors.
Perhaps there's like a button or something. I'll look for a button.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
Sure would like to know more about Bafflestone's new line of consumer technologies and magical.
15.
Okay. There are no buttons on this automaton. It's well made, though.
Like waving my hands in front of it. Like, can you see me? Like, gee, Harlan, I think it'd be a good idea to set the bathroom on fire. Nothing.
I do not believe that would be a good idea.
No, I just thought maybe this thing would wake up if I threatened arson, but no.
Perhaps the activation has something to do with these trinkets or the mirrors. I'll go and
Oh, trinkets.
Yep. The 5 tables along the right side are covered with many different items.
Maybe this is the gift shop. I examined
Igor,
the trinkets.
Where are you?
Igor would probably hear talking in the main room, so he'd go in with Arlen in the group.
Okay. That triggers the doors. So give me a moment. Now that the doors slam shut. And as the door shuts in the room that, okay, Harlan, Hal, yours is different. I'll get you in just a second. Lamont, Harlan, and Igor. As Igor crosses the threshold, the door closes and the lights go out. The room is completely dark until a spotlight appears over the automaton, and that is all that you can see. Igor, you're not in that room anymore.
What?
Yes, you're no longer in the room. You find yourself in a 10 by 10 foot well-appointed room with 2 plush chairs, wood-paneled walls, rug for a carpet, a mummy cross-legged on the ground, and another mummy sitting in one of the chairs, long dead. And there is a mirror on the far wall where you can see your friends in the other room. Lamont, Harlan, the automaton begins to speak.
He's going to sing.
He's going to sing. Securities. I'm sorry?
He's going to sing. He's going to tell Harlan to hush. She's going to sing a song. Hold on, let's watch.
Welcome to Stone Security's presentation of our most exciting product of the last 100 years, the Baffle Room, named after our founder and leader, Zook Bafflestone. We hope to entice you with the lace and personal and item protection. As a demonstration, we have taken a volunteer and placed them in the Baffle Room. Please do not be concerned. The Baffle Room is filled with the lace and comfort and refreshment. There, see how our volunteer is enjoying themselves. And it turns and puts its arm out in that classic presentation style. And there you see Igor standing in the room. It's a weird thing. There's a transposition of images. The mirror is showing you an image of one of the tables. But behind it is another room, 2 plush chairs, a cross-legged mummy on the ground, another mummy sitting in the chair behind Igor, and Igor standing there looking confused at the mirror, wondering what's going on.
He doesn't seem to be enjoying it, and it looks like the others that volunteered didn't either.
Igor will poke on the mirror and see if anybody can hear him. Be like, "Hello, can you hear me, Mr. Arlen?"
It does not like you can see Igor speaking and poking. There is no sound coming from the mirror.
It's really him.
Is the statue saying anything else?
It looks like it's waiting to let you take in the change in scenery. Igor, what do you do in the room?
Eagle would look in the mirror, see if he can contact his friends. Feeling that, he would probably kind of look around the room a little bit, and
You
he'd
see a
walk over.
table on the back wall behind the chairs. There are several refreshments there. Sweet-smelling cake, a couple pies, a large goblet of some sugary red drink. It smells like cherries.
Well, Igor would stand there for a moment, and this thought would go through his brain. My friends are out there. I'm in here. There's plush chairs, a mirror to watch the monsters. This is a butler room with stacks. It's got refreshments. I will go over and peruse the table. Be looking around.
There are small little serving dishes and silverware.
He would grab a dish, and he would go down to the table and plop a little bit of food on the dish, one of everything. And he would grab another item, throw it in, and he would head over to the plush chair that's vacant, and he would gently sit down in his happy butler uniform and kind of survey, like, is anybody going to stop me?
No one's stopping you.
He will pop one of the foods in his mouth.
It's delicious.
Eagle, stop that!
Absolutely exquisitely delicious. The richest chocolate, the creamiest creams. Wonderful.
Well, I don't know why we didn't come here sooner.
Back out in the regular
He's going to
room.
cross his legs like the mummy and lean back a little bit more in the chair, and he'll have crossed legs. They're just eating food. So.
Okay. So Igor is having a wonderful time. Back out in the showroom, the automaton turns and goes, try to discover the means to retrieve our volunteer. If you're having trouble, I'm authorized to answer one question each 10 minutes until you are successful. If your group can discover the secret without any assistance, you'll be rewarded with a ticket each for the souvenir shop. And then it goes silent.
Oh,
Lights come back up, and you find yourself sitting there in the room, 5 mirrors, 5 tables.
The first thing I do is stop Lamont from saying anything. Whatever you say, do not phrase it as a question.
Souvenir shop's important.
He like takes a breath to say something and then stops himself. Like, it's a gift shop. Like, he does take the souvenir shop very seriously, so does have the wherewithal to catch himself. Well, I look around for Howl.
Howl is nowhere to be seen.
Look how much fun he's having.
I'm going to go give a little tap on the
Igor. They're going to bill us for all that, Igor. Oh, jeez.
He can't hear you. He's having a good
So
time.
he can't hear even like if I hit the
No.
mirror? Okay.
Nope. There's no transfer between the 2 spaces.
Or just eating me food.
What trinkets are in front of the mirrors?
Okay, there's nothing in front of the mirrors, but the mirrors do reflect a table. So if you look in the mirror, you see the contents of one of the tables clearly, but specifically only one of the tables.
Through the mirror.
Through the mirror. Like when you look at the mirror, if you're standing in front of it, it shows you the table.
In the mirror.
In the mirror, yes.
Okay. And then, so I can't touch it.
No. But
Okay,
it's a
I'm
reflection
listening.
of what you imagine to be the tables on the far wall.
Got it. What's on them?
Okay. Starting from right to left, if you're facing the table, table 1 has what looks to be a little statuette with a moving head. It rocks back and forth. It's of the guy that you believe to be called Bafflestone. There is a small metallic ball that looks to be a blacksmith puzzle. It's one of those things you can take apart and put back together. There is a little statuette of the same symbol you saw on the front doors. It's just a little statuette with that rock kind of symbol on the top. There is a standing portrait of Zook Bafflestone, like in a very like regal sort of stance. And then there's a book that is written in common, and it says Zook Bafflestone's Tinkering for Humans. That's table 1.
Oh, that's just the first table.
That's table 1. There's 5 things on that table.
Yeah, I'd go for the little puzzle thing, or I don't know about the lithograph. The lithograph is pretty cool, but I'm gonna go with the book or the puzzle thing when I get my ticket.
Each table has a little bit different items. The second table you see has the same sort of shaky head item, but there's also a little clockwork puppy, kind of like your clockwork kitten. There's another stone another statuette with a stone logo, and another of the Bafflestone's Tinkering for Humans. The middle table has a square blacksmith puzzle, a clockwork spider, a model of what looks to be a very large, aggressive-looking automaton of some type, another one of the commemorative portraits, and then a little model of what looks to be a small disc-like robot with arms that pop out of the top. The fourth table has another one of the shaky head things. This one has a clockwork fish. Another one of the muscular, kind of aggressive models, and another commemorative portrait. And the last table has a shaky head statuette, a puzzle, another blacksmith puzzle that is in a hexagon form, another stone logo statuette, the commemorative portrait, and then what looks to be like a small tool of some type, but it looks like it can reconfigure itself. It looks like a toolkit, but that it's maybe a multi-tool kit.
Multi-tool.
And those are the 5 tables. Each one of those tables is reflected in the mirror the mirror on the other side.
What table did Igor go to get his food?
Oh, that is a different table. It's actually in the reflection of the room behind it. So in the center mirror, you see a table, like the actual crisp picture is a table from the wall in front of it, one of the tables. And behind it, in kind of like ghostly, is like an image into the room that Igor is in.
Okay.
While you guys think, let's go check in with Howl for a moment, because I'm actually worried about Howl.
Oh no.
Howl, you step into the room with the different types of floors. And as the doors shut behind you and you're closed in this windowless room, the lights go down, and then the light pops up over the spotlight over the podium, and you hear, "Welcome to Stone Household's premiere of the Mr. Tinker's Helpers. We at Stone Household strive to provide the best in manor, castle, and dungeon cleaning supplies and services. That is why we feel that the Mr. Tinker's Helpers will revolutionize the way you keep your sanctum sanitized. Pesky goblinoids ransacking your abode? Mr. Tinker's Helpers can help. Your last magical experiment go awry and now you have entrails hanging from the ceiling. Mr. Tinker's Helpers are for you. But don't take our word for it. Watch and wonder as Mr. Tinker's Helpers are demonstrated here in this very room. Please stand back as Stone Households is not liable for accidental cleanings." And at that, you see the automaton press a button on the podium, and the little things, the 4 discs, sprout little arms out from the top and begin to move. And I need you to roll initiative.
Fucking ass. All right. What is...
But
That dog's
honestly,
about to
would
be
Hal
out.
prefer the puzzle room or the initiative room? Let's
Oh,
be honest.
definitely the initiative room. But I'm alone.
I believe
15.
in you.
15. Okay.
13 plus 2.
All right. So your first initiative, you just see them all kind of like the arms come out and they haven't started moving yet. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna pull out my chromatic longsword and I guess hold my action to attack if any of them come near me.
Okay. All right. And you're standing basically about where you're at on the map, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much in the center of the room.
Each one of the little metallic automatons move, or the discs move out to the center of one of the 4 flooring types. That puts one coming directly at you.
Fuck. Okay. Okay, so on the map, where are the flooring types? Like, can we mark
That's something I didn't, because I did refine this. Pretty much, I'll mark it down for you. There's a flooring type here. There's one here. One there. And one right where you're at.
Where I'm at. Okay. Is it heading towards the center or the edges?
It's heading directly for the center of that particular one. I think that's stone.
Okay, I'm gonna like back up and
okay.
And wait.
All right. So when they each reach the center of their respective areas, they release a wave out from it of acid.
Fuck.
And as it's happening, you hear, watch as our proprietary cleaning solution scours away even the toughest stains. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Fuck. $16.
Okay. You take half of this damage, 8. It's so acid as you get splashed. So you take 4.
Yeah, 4, okay.
So you get splashed with acid.
Okay.
Now, at the end of that turn, you see the automaton reach down and press another button on the pedestal. It's your turn.
And the pedestal's on the opposite side of the room?
Yes, it is where it is registered on the map.
Can I...
Currently, right now, the floor is covered in acid.
The whole floor?
All of this, yeah, all the way across, it's covered in acid. There is, where you're standing now, you got splashed, but there's an area along the outside where supposedly the people who are watching can stand without being adversely affected.
Okay, I'm going to move along there. So 1, 2, 5, 6. And I'm heading for that platform.
Yes. Okay.
The pedestal. I want to
all right.
Disable that shit.
On the initiative count of 10, second round, the automaton goes, we now ionize the surface for a deeper cleaning. And you see these little coils come out of the top and they just charge with lightning and release it over the entire area. But you are actually outside of it where you're standing right now.
Oh, thank God.
So you would not, you see that the lightning just scours away all of the acid. And it's just this aura of lightning over the middle of the room.
Okay.
It's back to your turn.
What is this podium made out of?
It seems to be made out of wood and metal.
Cool.
The top is a metal plate. There, and when you're looking at it from where you're at, you can see there are 4 buttons along the top, 2 buttons in the bottom, and they are labeled with dwarvish runes.
Okay. And this automaton is pressing all the buttons, correct?
Yes, it is.
I'm going to attack the automaton.
Okay, you're going to attack the automaton.
Yes, because I want it to stop pressing buttons.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack.
She was ahead of you there. She's like, dice thrown.
That's an 11 for the first attack.
You strike the automaton and it just rings off of its metal body.
God damn it. All right, I'm going to try again. Okay, that's better. 18.
You crash into it with your weapon and it strikes home, causing a dent and a crack across the carapace of the automaton. It turns to look at you. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. How do I determine what the type of damage is?
You can either let it be random and roll a dice associated with it, or you call the damage when you start.
Okay. I guess I'll do random since I didn't call it beforehand then.
Okay.
That's a 6.
Okay. That's your damage or the damage type?
Oh, the damage type.
Okay.
6.
You've got I don't have that in
do
front
I
of me
have?
right now.
Okay, wait. Nope. Do I not have it? Hold on.
I've got it saved in a different file. I didn't bring it with me. I figured you copied it down.
I thought I had it somewhere. Hold on.
Okay, let's just say it's force damage.
Okay.
How about that? We'll just say force for now.
Okay, and then for my damage, whew, that's not bad. 15, 19 damage.
Ooh, okay.
Rolled a
You
10
see
on
that the
my
dent, like as you cracked it, the force explodes off the sword, and you actually see the carapace that just bent in kind of blow out a bit, and you see it kind of shudder and look back over at you.
Like,
It is well damaged.
okay, I'm gonna be like, don't press another fucking button.
Okay, on the initiative
That's it.
count of 10, first it says, please do not interrupt the presentation while it is running. If you continue to interrupt the presentation, adverse reactions will be given. And then it presses the third button.
God damn it.
Just stand on the sideline.
And then it kind of turns, it doesn't pay attention, it goes, we follow up the ionization process with a deep cold wash. Now, you've moved up next to it to attack.
Yeah.
So you now are in range. So I need you, as this white cold water splashes out into the electrified field, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
That's a 4.
Okay. Ooh, I rolled good on that one. That is 15 damage. 15 cold damage as you're splashed.
Shit. Hold on. I know how to math.
It'll be your turn again.
Yep. 43. Okay. 40. Okay. Do I feel like I can take out one of those robot thingies in a hit if I hit well?
They look like they're made more sturdy than the automaton.
Fuck. Okay.
So you have a choice. There are buttons on the pedestal. There is the automaton who is pushing the buttons. And then there are the little things out there.
I'm going to push a button
Okay.
so I get this over with. So whichever button he hasn't pressed yet, I'm going to press.
All right. There are 3 buttons that have not been pressed yet.
I pressed the
You've
next
only
closest
seen, well,
one.
you know that he's pressed 3 buttons. You've only
Okay.
seen him press the 3rd button on the top row of 4. So that leaves 1 and 2 on the top row and 4 on the top row.
I'm going to go with 4 on the top row.
You're going to press 4 on the top row,
2,
not one of the 2 bottom ones.
Yeah.
Okay. You press the button,
Nice 4.
and I need a dexterity saving throw.
Shit. 17.
You take half of 13 damage, so you take 6 fire damage as flames just erupt from these little cleaning. I call them vroom bots, but that's not their actual name.
Cool. Was that my action to press a button?
Yes, that was your action to press a button.
Can I use a bonus action to press another button?
I will allow you to press another
Okay.
button if you wish.
I'm going to press the next button down.
Okay, so there's a row of 4.
Yeah.
Press the 4th one, and then there's
Yep.
2 buttons in
All
the
right,
middle.
I'm going to go with the one on the left.
You're going with the one on the left.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I
Start
said.
presentation.
Start
With
presentation.
your bonus action, you press the one on the left bottom.
Yep.
The Roombots extend all of their little attachments, and acid, fire, lightning, and water all erupt from it at one time. I need you to
You
make
never push the bottom left unless you're trying
one
to start
dexterity.
something.
You can either make 4 dexterity saving throws, or you can make 1 dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit. I'm gonna go with a 1. I feel
Okay.
like my chances are a little bit better then.
Go ahead and make your
So it's at
1.
least a 50-50?
Oh no.
Oh no, what'd you get?
That's a 1.
Oh no!
Okay.
I was
So,
not expecting that.
you take 12 points of acid damage.
Okay, hold on.
Heal yourself.
He comes out of the room.
I can't.
You take 12 points of lightning damage.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a good one. You take 6 points of cold damage. 1 more. And 9 points of fire.
I'm out.
So Hal falls to the ground after pushing the left button when the right button on the bottom would have turned them off.
Left is always right.
Oh no!
So
like, when you're
as
looking at a panel, left is on, right is off.
Ugh.
as her consciousness
Hal's
fades
not
from her
smart,
in the
okay?
conflagration of
Lefty
the
Lucy,
room
right
bots and the
tight.
cleaning supplies of the room, we'll head over back. Actually, let's go to Wendell
Okay.
and check in on Wendell.
Yes. Open my book.
So you're sitting at the table.
Yes.
Reagan has brought a nice spread of very good food, some of the best that the house has
Good.
to offer today.
Good.
One of the he's brought a bottle of snow grog out and the bottle of snow
The
grog
bottle. Yes.
and the old bottle of Hassenpfeffer that they have. And the two of you are having a bit of cheese and
Yes.
bread.
hmm
And the seeker is thinking, so I'm to believe that you want no recompense for your actions. You've had no association with the organizations that you're representing, nor the problems that we had in the North Central District, but you just want to be good citizens of Amman and help everyone out by returning the money and taking the weight off the council in concerning the mages.
How skeptical does he look?
He's looked skeptical the entire time he's been here.
Okay. Well, he looked a little more serious after I started telling him.
Oh
about
no,
what I got.
he know if you're being truthful, he looks very serious. If you want to insight him, you can get an idea.
I would like to insight him. Ooh, which dice to use? We're gonna use the gold dice because we're talking about money. That's a natural 19, and I think I'm proficient in insight. Let me see. I am 23.
Okay.
Pretty good.
He seems absurdly skeptical of your intentions, your associations, but he is also quite interested in retrieving this money in any way he can.
Okay. In that case,
You also know that
yes.
knowing that you have the money, if you cannot come to an agreement, you may not walk out of this room.
Yes.
That is the seriousness he's looking at.
Wonderful. So he's going to say, well, if you want complete and utter honesty, group is made up of 5 different individuals of varying, let's say, alignments.
Of course. It takes all types.
It does, indeed, and it would not have been possible without them. We wish for no formal recognition. As I said earlier, Clasp and us have reached an arrangement in which we are not associated with them, taken the over the inn from them, we want nothing to do with them. And I look like a little bit as I'm talking about them, because Wendell's never been a big Clasp fan. And so if there was some type of favor in the future or reward that could be off the record or not found out by the Clasp, which is highly unlikely, we would be open to that. But yes, we don't want to hold on to this money, as it is a lot of money. The Clasp and Mr. Siffer do deserve recognition for their valuable efforts in reclaiming this, and they both wish to see it returned.
All right, let's put all our cards on the table here. I've never thought that Varna had anything to do with his father's
He really had no
transgressions.
idea. It was more of
To
a...
be completely honest, I had no idea Lornak was capable of that sort of thing. It was very surprising. I seemed to think he might have been part of a cult.
Oh, yes.
Knew when this been wandering around now.
I believe so. The, what are they called? Clockwork Council? Brass Hand? Something like that. They want us dead as well, because
And
they
there's
wanted
rumors
the
of
money.
that council.
Not
around.
good beans. Don't recommend them. Oh, speaking of which, I pull out the letters that implicate...
What might this be?
These are letters we found on people involved with that council that were trying to kill us, implicating some of your fellow council members. Some things, and I'll just slide them across.
Oh, are you offering this also anonymously?
Yes. Yes, I don't wish to make any further enemy of them than we already have.
Well, if I didn't know better, I thought you were upstanding civic members of our great city, but something doesn't smell right here. But I will take it. I will take it. Where is the money?
The money can be retrieved very quickly. Would you need it?
Okay. You give me the money today before I walk out of this facility.
Right?
I will guarantee that Sparling gets the renown he's looking for. I'll even speak with him after we speak. Varna will also be put in a good light.
It's a good chap.
Because he's never really deserved what he's gained by his father. And we will not mention you. But
Thank
I
you.
will know you. And I will pay attention to you. Because people like yourself, people like your group,
Like group. I just... Another business card goes under the
they
table.
tend to become magnets for terrible world-changing events.
Unfortunately.
We're right next door to the last group of idiots that graced my city, and they're good people now. But when I met them, they were less so. So I'll keep your names out of it, but I might have jobs for you. I might have things for you. Because it seems like you're one of those now, so...
Could be. Group decisions made if some of us want a vacation. I need to get busy re-stimulating the economy of Havers.
Right. Okay. Well, we agreed.
Do you have a way to carry this money? Ooh, it's a lot.
I have people outside.
Right.
I trust them more than you.
No, I just wanted to make sure, because we would like our bags.
That's fair.
And
give me a moment to discuss with them. It may
course.
take an hour, but I will have someone here with the proper transport technologies, if you will.
Of course, I will be here.
Right. Don't go anywhere.
I will not leave this room.
Good. And he steps outside,
Lovely meeting
leaving
you.
you alone.
As he leaves.
We'll cut back to Harland, Igor, and Lamont.
All right.
Igor, you are the happiest you've ever been. This is the best desserts you've ever had. And every time you take a pie, when you turn back around, there is another.
This is the best butler room ever. Just saying.
It's just you and two corpses.
Well, I mean, after getting some more food, he'll probably kind of look at the mummies.
Okay.
He'll probably stand up and go over and go look at the mummy that's in the chair next to him
Okay.
while he's munching on his food.
All right. The mummy in the comfy chair across from you is dressed rather fine. Looks like dresses sort of like Wendell dresses. Very nice. And he's sitting in the chair. He has rings on. He has a very nice chain over his tie. Looks like he might have been a wizard. He has a book on his lap.
You look at it, he'll fancy to be a butler. What you reading there? And he's gonna grab his book, and he can't read, but he's gonna pick it up and look at it.
And the book is just symbols and algorithms and sketches. It looks like magic-y things that Harlan mess with.
Yes. Looks like what Master Window would read, or Arlen. You mind if I borrow this? As he's like shaking the book at the mummy.
It does not respond.
I'll trade you. And he grabs a biscuit and he sets it on his lap, and he takes the book and folds it, and he'll stick it in his coat pocket.
Okay.
I believe he has no idea he's in danger.
And he'll be looking around at the guy in the chair a little bit more, and then he'd probably go, look at the mummy here on the floor, and he'd turn around and go look at the chap with the crossed legs on the floor.
Yeah, the one sitting on the floor is wearing fine robes, sitting cross-legged. You notice he has a holy symbol on his chest that looks a lot like the one that Hal has. He has a bright ring with a shield on the front of it on his middle left hand, and a small leather purse on the belt around his waist.
Oh, at least he's not alone in there. It's really the isolation that's so dangerous. Even if there's free pie like that.
Igor would bend down towards looking at the amulet, and it's definitely what Hal has.
Yes, it looks just like the one. Like it looks like an older version, but it looks just it's the same symbolism on it.
He'd take out his feather duster and he'd prestidigitate around the necklace and around the clothes a little bit just to clean it up and get a little bit better look at what he's looking at.
You notice that as you're feather dusting, there's nothing to feather dust. There is no dust in this room. There is no dirt. It's almost sterile.
Pardon me, Mr. Chappie Mummy. Do you know an owl? As he's looking down at the mummy.
It does not respond.
Let me borrow that real quick. You'll have to prove your identification to Owl. And he'll grab the amulet and he'll kind of look on the back and see if there's any scribblings that looks like what would be, he thinks, a name.
Yeah, there's just runes on the back that you don't recognize.
Okay. He'd grab that and he'd put it in his pocket and he'd kind of stand up a little bit and just take assessments of his rooms, and he'd walk around. He'd squeeze some of the padding on the chair, maybe go back, get some more food. He'd go back and look at the mirror and look at his friends, like wave, see if they can see him. And then he would probably just stand there and kind of think, it's a pretty nice room.
Okay. So as he's standing there thinking to himself, it's a pretty nice room, we step back outside the mirror to Harlan and Lamont, who are standing between the 5 mirrors and the 5 tables.
Sorry, I'd like take 2 steps back and I'm looking at the mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
Harlan, my friend, it's very simple. Okay. When I was going to St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives. 7 wives and 7 pies, and 7 pies had something. I can't remember the whole thing. These knives, pies, sacks, and wives. Okay. So how many were going to St. Ives? Break the code, solve the crime. Okay. And then we reach in and we get them out. We might get some free pie out of it. So I've got your creative juices flowing here. So
I believe we start by looking for abnormalities between the reflection on the mirror and the objects on the table.
I was going to suggest that very thing.
I knew we would think alike.
Yes. Won't be long now. I'll have the young man out of here. So the idea is that there's empty tables on our side of the mirrors.
No.
No.
The tables, the tables along the wall have all the things I told you they had on them.
Right.
And in the reflections of the mirror, the mirrors have the reflection of a table on the other side.
Okay.
So yes, I will start looking for if there's any objects out of place in the mirror.
Okay.
Or
do you go individually from mirror to mirror?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Harlan is meticulous about everything, so he would definitely.
Okay. So mirror 1, which is on the one closest to the door you came through. It has the bobblehead, a hex puzzle, the stone logo statuette, the portrait, and the strange multi-looking tool. That's the reflection you see in the first mirror.
Okay. I should probably be writing this down.
Question is, does it match?
Yes. Does it match what's
Does it match what?
Well, okay. Also, I do have a question. I want to try to move one of the mirrors.
They are bolted into the ground.
I can't move the mirrors, so move the objects. All right. This mirror is reflecting on what table?
Well, you can't tell.
I can't tell.
All you see is all the tables are identical except for the items that are placed upon them. And the mirror encompasses a table with its items.
Okay. I'm going to follow I want to step back from the mirror until I get to the table.
Okay, so you're going to step straight back from the mirror to the first table by the door.
Well,
to the mirror, the one in the reflection. Like, keep yourself in the reflection with the table, and then stepping backwards until you hit the table.
Okay.
So probably at an angle, depending on which table.
When you step back at an angle from that first mirror, you end up at the fourth table.
Okay. Now look around, turn around, and look at the objects on the table.
Okay, the objects on the fourth table are the bobblehead, the clockwork fish, the aggressive automaton, and the portrait.
Look back at the reflection.
Okay, the reflection has the bobblehead, the hex puzzle, the stone logo statuette, the portrait, and the multi-tool.
Okay, that is definitely different there. Okay. Lamont, get me those objects in that mirror, I say, and bring them here to me.
Okay. Over
All
here.
right, so,
Sure.
so what objects what are you doing?
I want to place those objects on this table.
Okay, you want to take the objects that you saw in the mirror and have them placed on the table you're standing beside.
Yes.
Okay. Now, just as a point of reference, you do not see yourself in this mirror.
Shit. I forgot about that.
It's just the tables and the items.
And we can't see Hal or anything through the mirrors, right?
Oh, no.
Entirely isolated.
You have no idea where Hal is, and there are no windows. All the doors are shut.
Okay. What are the options, or what are the objects in the second mirror?
Okay. The mirror, in this second mirror from the door, you see the square puzzle, the clockwork spider, the aggressive automaton model, and the portrait.
Frank, you're gonna have to help me out. So
Okay.
because I thought that to understand that the actual objects themselves were on the opposite side of the mirrors and therefore inaccessible
No,
to
they're
us.
on your side.
Oh, no.
Okay,
All
so
of
they're
these
on our
fun little
side.
souvenir items are sitting on tables that you can touch, pick up, move.
Cool. All right. So Lamont's just kind of been admiring them the whole time. Okay. And then on the opposite side, and through the reflections in the mirrors,
Mm-hmm.
there is an empty table, or is not an empty table?
No, none of the tables are empty. All of the tables in the mirrors show items on the tables.
But they're different from the ones that are on our side.
Well, they look similar. All the items are the same, but they don't necessarily correspond directly with the tables. If you could compare each one and try and find the correlation.
You up a puzzle, right? One of the blacksmith puzzles?
Yes, I do remember doing that. Yes. Right?
Okay, yeah, you were looking at one.
What puzzle?
All right.
What puzzle do you have in your hands?
I remember having like a black Rubik's Cube or something. I can't remember.
Okay, yeah, you have the square blacksmith puzzle.
Oh, the square blacksmith puzzle.
That was on the third table from the door, the middle table.
Can I find that in any of the mirrors?
Okay. You take a look at all the mirrors and you find the square puzzle on the table in mirror 2. You look back and it's still in Lamont's hand.
Okay, reflections don't normally work that way, unless it's a time reflection.
And Igor's in the background eating?
Igor's in the third mirror, kind of like as a ghost image in the third mirror, and you see him he's wandering around looking at the mummies in there with him and eating a pie.
Can I give you what he started doing because he's getting bored?
Okay, yeah. What is he doing?
He's starting to stack pastries and food on the mummies. Like he's putting a pie on the head of the one in the chair and starting to make like a tiered pyramid of food. He'll put some in the hands, maybe some come out of the nose or the ears.
He's creating a dessert diorama at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not necessarily a game of matching the objects across the two mirrors, because one doesn't directly affect the other. I can't get Igor's attention with it by picking things up and moving them, because it doesn't change what happens on the other side. Like, look at Harlan. What do you think, big guy?
I believe it's a matching game. We just have to figure out what table correlates to what mirror.
Mm-hmm. Or I could solve this black cube puzzle, and that may unlock everything.
Yes, continue to work on that, but I may need that later. I will start to match the
Okay.
objects. Okay, I can't see myself in the mirror.
No, just the items.
Igor.
As a ghost image behind.
And only the middle mirror.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to attempt to match the first mirror with the first table.
Okay. You're going to attempt to match the first mirror with the first table, or match the first mirror with a table?
The first mirror to the near the door. The objects in that mirror, I'm going to try to put them on the first table near the door.
Okay. So you see in that mirror the bobblehead, the hex puzzle, the stone logo, the commemorative portrait, and the multi-tool. And you find all of those items on the fifth table.
Okay. They're all there. All right. So I want to try to move. Well, no, it doesn't matter if we move him because he already moved one and still in the mirror.
Yeah, you see a lot of these are a crossover. There's 4 bobbleheads. There's like 3 stone logos. There's like 4 portraits, but there's only 1 hex puzzle and only 1 multi-tool. And you found all 5 of those together on the 5th table. In exactly the configuration as you see in the first mirror.
So the 5th mirror could get us into the room, maybe. If we move things or didn't, well, no, because that's the only one that's the same. So we walk through the 5th mirror, Harlan. We just walk through it. You go first. Just walk into it. Ready?
Mirrors are often portals, but I don't believe that this mirror is a portal.
Should I push you? Are you nervous? I'll just get a running start and push you in the mirror. And then you go get Igor. Get a pie for me. Then we go get Howl. And we go to the gift shop. Or we take some of this stuff with us, because this is the stuff I want. I want that one.
As you're discussing this, the automaton goes, questions are now available.
God.
You want the gift
We're going
card?
to get that gift card.
And as you guys think about running into a mirror, you slide across the building to a room that we haven't seen yet.
I'm
as
awake.
how you begin to wake up. And above you is a white colored automaton with a red symbol on its chest. And it is patting your head in a very mechanical way. Stone Rescue Industries would like to thank you for using our services. We hope that you will not need them in the future, but if you do, remember Stone Rescue Industries. And you wake up with 1 HP, and you're lying on a table in a long room. There are windows on either side. One set of windows opens into an empty courtyard with lots of statues of that weird guy. The other windows open into what looks to be the garden outside. There is what looks to be a booth with food on one side and a booth with trinkets and items on the other, and lots of tables.
I'm just gonna lay on this table for a while.
Okay.
Take a rest.
All right. That's pretty much all you can do at this point.
Yep. I'm just gonna roll some hit die.
You look around. Above the doors that look like they lead into the courtyard, you see runes that are rotating. They seem to like maybe they're counting down or something like that.
Can I read them?
No, you don't understand the language.
Huh. Okay, I'm like, well, that's fucking weird. You said there's food?
There looks to be a booth that sells food. There's an automaton behind it.
I'm gonna buy some food.
Okay, you get up and go over to the booth.
Yeah.
Okay, you walk over to the booth, and the automaton activates. It looks at you and goes, "Welcome to the Artifactorium's concession stand. We hope to provide you with a tasty treat to hold you over while we all wait for the unveiling of Zook Bafflestone's greatest achievement. Please step right up and grab your plate of stone refreshments, platter of plenty." And it continues to repeat. And it pushes this tray out to you. It's a steel tray containing a white labeled box full of liquid, a white paper wrapped item, and a white bag with some runes on it.
Take it.
Okay.
Go sit down at a table.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll open the bag with the runes first, I guess.
Okay, you open up the bag, and you get this salty sort of smell, and you see inside are some very thin slices of what looks to be potato, maybe fried in an animal fat of some sort.
Interesting. And then the middle thing?
The wrapped package.
Yeah.
You unwrap it, and you see it's 2 pieces of bread with a thin piece of cooked meat in the middle and some condiments on it.
Smells good. And then
It's
the
hot.
liquid. Oh, good.
It's a weird opening, like the tops kind of peel back and it creates a spout. Once you open it up, there seems to be a red liquid inside.
Cool. I'm just gonna chow down and take a short rest.
Okay. When you eat all of this, you gain roll me 66 plus 6.
Ooh.
Is out. Shit. 12. 16. $29.
All right. You gain 29 hit points from eating your meal.
Sweet. I'm up to 30.
The drink is cherry and sugary.
Yum.
The meat is roasted crispy, and the chips are crunchy.
Cool.
And we'll head back over now to Wendell, unless you had something you want to do specifically.
Nope, I'm just gonna roll some hit dice.
Okay. Wendell, Secret Assume steps back inside the room. All right, I've got my
Has it
people
been the
here.
hour? Wendell's definitely stress eating a meal in that amount of time.
He looks at the table. He's like,
and it's like a huge meal because Wendell's hungry and he's been hungry for a while out shopping snacks. So it's like several.
kind of
empty
looks you
plates.
over because where do you put it all?
It's fast metabolism.
It's something. All right. Well, my men are here with our transport technologies.
Fantastic.
I mean, you know what they are. You
Mhm.
probably use the same thing. But
Something
bags
like
of
that.
holding.
Yes.
I think, all right, well, whatever. We'll need to make the transaction now, so I might go ahead and start the process of returning this to the city.
Of course.
Are you going to go down in your secret room? The one through the
I've
door
already,
right there?
already retrieved the bunny. Wendell had it on him the whole time. I imagine he's placed like the holes on the table so he doesn't pull it out from anywhere. He just opens it up because they're in here. Double counted it all. Pennies accounted for.
Hal made a point. Didn't she have part of it?
Not after I counted it. After it was all counted, because everyone was asleep. I took both of it, both portable holes.
Okay.
So,
All right.
because no one would stay awake and help.
Okay. So you start pulling out the money.
Yep.
And the process of counting.
I already counted it like that once.
Right, but he's going to count it himself.
Yes. Oh, that's understandable. Wendell respects that because he just did it himself. Yeah.
Okay. And so you guys spend the next several hours individually counting 500,000 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm. Like I use this system. It's quite efficient. If you're interested in
He's
trying
like,
it.
I love counting money, even if it's not mine.
It's it's cathartic, really. It's
Therapeutic, I
Yes.
think.
Yes, very much
I
so.
agree. So, tell me about your adventures. And he just like wants to do small talk now, but he's
Yeah.
definitely paying attention to what you say.
Oh yeah, definitely. Don't mention anything about dragons. He'll tell him about the cultish encounters
Okay.
with. Yeah, bring up that in the fact that
Okay. And
Clockwork
that goes on
Castle's
for
bad.
a while.
Yeah, that'll keep him busy for the time. So, and Wendell
So we'll
can drag out a story. He needs
We'll
to.
pop back over to Harlan and Lamont and see if they can save Igor from the room of requirement.
He seems happy there. Let's just leave him.
You're reading my mind. You're psychic. I'm telling you, it looks like he's having the time of his life. We got a bunch of free stuff here. Let's just pick one and then we'll come back and get him.
I think that Wendell and Hal might be mad if we do that.
Who? Come on. We get to keep the Igor. Blink, wave at me if you're just having a bad time. See?
Does Igor see him trying to signal him?
Oh yeah, if you're looking in the mirror, you can see them talking at you.
Hi guys.
He's just waving.
Is he more than 60 feet away? Can I reach him telepathically?
You attempt to telepathically communicate with him through the mirror, and there's no communication. You cannot reach him.
Igor will pull out the medallion and the book and like in front of the mirror, like dangle, dangle, dangle.
Harlan, you recognize a spell book when you see it,
Oh,
and then you see a symbol of Bahamut.
What's he got? He's got a thingy.
I
Look at him.
charade putting
Taking the jewels, everything off, putting it in pocket.
Yeah, put the book in your backpack.
Put the lime in the coconut and you drink it all up.
I point at the book and I point at a backpack.
and Igor kind of gets that, and he puts the book in his jacket, and he'll put the medallion in there, and he'll be like,
Now we have to find a way out for him.
At this point, Igor would turn around and he'd go and physically grab the cross-legged mummy on the floor, pick him up in front of him, bring him over to the mirror, and wave his arm at him. Like he's like a puppet, like he's waving the mummy's arm.
Oh, look, he's made a fun friend. Look at that. He loves him. Hi. Hello.
And Igor's going to grab him and hold him off to his side like his buddy, hold him on his shoulder, be like,
Oh, look at that.
It's real fun. Just kind of turns around back to work.
That thing's going to eat him. Any second now. Look at that.
It's a mummified corpse. It's probably been in there for centuries.
I like gesture for him to come this way. Like, come back. You come back this way. Back through the... You come over here to me through the thing. Bring that. Come here. Yes.
You know, I don't really care.
he's making the sign of how.
I don't know. I don't think he gets it. I'm being very clear.
Igor will go up to the mirror while holding his friend and be like, book, book, book. See if it does anything.
You see him knock, but you hear no sound. Igor, you hear it, but they can't.
He grabs his friend and turns his mummified friend to face him, like its head's like, like hanging open. He's like, how do I get out of here? Do you know? Because he's like puppeting the head. Oh, yes. I know there's a secret panel behind the mirror. Behind the mirror, you say. Or I will check the mirror. You wait here.
Look how much fun they're having.
He's going to throw him on the floor, and he's going to start putting his hands behind the mirror. The
mirror is attached to the wall.
You'll see Igor then walk back towards his mummy friend, pick him up and shake him a little bit, like its arms like noodling around as he's shaking him. He's like, you lied to me. It wasn't behind the mirror. I'm sorry, Igor. He was probably behind the desk or something. And he'll turn around and be like, are you sure? And he's having a conversation with the mummy. And he's going to throw him back down on the ground, and he's going to go over to the desk and be like looking underneath it.
You throw the mummy on the ground, and he kind of like cracks into two pieces.
Sorry, we'll fix you in a moment.
It's so reminiscent of Igor's childhood. I don't even...
So as Igor ransacks the room of requirement, Harlan and Lamont, what are you guys doing out there?
Going to pick up this multi-tool thing you're talking about.
Okay, you take a look at the multi-tool. It's a really interesting contraption. Currently, it looks like it is several sets of tools for tinkering, but that it has a setting on it that if you still have, did you ever cast tongues or anything like that to read?
Comprehend languages. Yeah.
Okay, so your comprehend languages, you can see that it has a setting on there with a dial, and it has like tinkering tools, blacksmith tools. It's like it has all these different tool settings on it.
All right. What set of tools could help us? Blacksmithing tools.
All right, you turn the dial, and it reconfigures itself into a self-contained set of tools. I mean, blacksmith tools aren't exactly something you could use, but it's a lot of the smaller tools that you would use for blacksmithing, and it looks like you could detach a hammer and whatnot. But for it to move on, you have to reattach everything and then change the dial.
Okay.
Nice.
This is a very interesting tool set here. It's just present here. Hammers are useful. No.
Pretty sweet.
You said there was a hexagonal.
You get to ask this thing a question, Harlan. With this statue here, you get to.
One of us could do this.
Did you just ask that in the form of a question?
Oh, I said you could ask this thing a question.
Oh, a statement. Okay, just
That's a
making sure.
I didn't say could you. I said you could.
That's true.
Aha.
I will give you the semantics of that particular statement.
Sustained.
They want that gift certificate so bad. It's worth more than Igor and the puzzle, which I would agree with.
All right. I have another idea.
Okay.
I want to knock on the door.
What door?
This one right here.
Okay, you knock.
No, I cast the spell knock.
Okay. All right. Could you read the spell for me again on that one? I want to see how.
There it is.
All right.
Object door, box or chest.
That contains a mundane or magical means that prevents access.
Okay.
Target that's held shut by mundane lock. Blah, 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 blah.
A bard becomes unlocked, unstuck, or unbarred.
If you choose
Multiple
target that's held
locks.
with an arcane lock or magical lock, spell suppressed for 10 minutes, during which it can be open and shut
Okay.
normally.
You cast knock and nothing happens.
That's not normal.
Like, you know, the spell went off, and you know that if there was a lock of some sort, or if it was being closed in some way, held closed in some way beyond the mechanics of the door itself, it would have opened.
We're gonna miss happy hour.
Crowbar, don't you?
What?
Carry a crowbar, don't you? You're one of those types.
The hell's that supposed to mean?
It
Yeah, I
means
got a crowbar.
break into places, don't you?
Yeah, you bet you're well, not officially, but you know, if the money's right, here. Are you asking me for a crowbar?
Yes, please.
What do you say?
I would like your crowbar.
That's what's the magic word? I'm just messing with you, brother. Come on now. Just say I would like a crowbar, please, but don't phrase it like a question because then it'll burn a. Yeah. Say your crowbar, please, Lamont. There you go.
Okay. I grab the crowbar.
Okay.
I love our little talks.
Yes.
You have a crowbar now.
I'm going to try to pry this door open.
Okay. The seals on the doors
could've
are
done
very
that.
tight. It's very difficult to find purchase. Give me an athletics roll to see if you can try and do something to the door.
All right.
And
Oh,
roll a 12.
terrible.
You can't even get the crowbar into the door.
Hmm. When you find purchase with this damn thing,
Can I do what?
can you use this on the door?
Yeah. But
Attempt to open it. I want to get to Hal. Perhaps she can give me better insight on this.
yeah. No, I think it's a magic door, but I'll give it a shot. I'm telling you, you got to go over there and you got to do whatever you got to do with those mirrors and get Igor out so we can move on and see the big show with the personal armor you mentioned or whatever. And then it's happy hour back at the Gray Skull Shadow. I don't want to miss it.
Yes.
Mirrors.
I
This
will
whole
be
mirror.
working on that. Try to get this door open. And
All right.
oh, actually,
Ask that thing a question.
can't
Say,
you
hey,
like think to Hal?
not if I can't see her.
That's unfortunate.
It is.
Do I have sending ready? Nope. Of course I don't. I'm gonna attempt. What am I gonna do?
I don't know if I have anything either.
You'll get a message from Wendell. Where are you all alive? I don't know. I had an hour to eat message.
Yeah.
The first.
Would you like to roll a straight intellect check to see
Yes!
if I can give you a hint that your intelligence would give you?
Look, Harlan is
It's very smart.
a lot more intelligent than I am.
Yeah. let's go with an intellect check, and I will give you a clue that doesn't count towards your free ticket. Natural 20.
How about a natural 20?
Okay, with a natural 20, you stop. You clear your mind. You listen for the portents of the universe as they give you a clue into what the puzzle is. One of the table's reflections is different from the table it's associated with. All you have to do is make the reflection match the table.
Okay.
So
we have to
your mind shows you that mirror 1 with 5 items on it is a reflection of table 5 with 5 items on it. Mirror 2 has 4 items on it and is a reflection of table 3 with 5 items on it. Mirror 3 is a reflection of table 2, and table 2 has 4 items on it, but mirror 3 has 5. You notice that the Vroombot model is on table 3, but not on table 3 in mirror 2. So you need to move the Vroombot model from table 3 to table 2.
I think I have it. I'm going to attempt this.
Oh, good.
Can you put that item back, please?
This one?
Yes, that puzzle you've been
All right.
keeping
Fine.
us occupied with.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I'm good.
All right, I'm
Right
going
there
to
it is.
attempt this. If you get trapped in the mirror, I'm sorry.
All right, so you move the little disc robot with all the arms out. You move it from table 3 to table 2. And when you do that, there is a large fanfare played in the room. The lights flash, and the mirror opens inward. Well, opens outward from where you're at, but into the room. Igor, you see the mirror just open suddenly. It is now a door back into the room where your friends are.
Can he see them through the door?
Yeah, they're standing. It's just a regular doorway with the mirror
Hi
used
guys,
to be.
I found friends in here. I was just about to get you some food.
And Igor's gonna like just scrape a bunch of food onto a giant platter that's off the table.
Get the hell out of there!
Yeah, come on.
And he's going to step halfway through the door. He's not going to step all the way through. Hand him platter. Be like, 1 second. And he's going to go back into the room, one hand on each of the mummies, and he's going to drag the mummies out of the room. Oh, I got some friends here. Like, so he hands them the platter while standing in the doorway. 180s, grab the mummies, drags them out to him.
You make friends quite easily, don't you, Igor?
My best friend was a scarecrow when I was a child. I made these 2 friends, and one of them had the symbol that owl has on the look. I showed it to you in the mirror. No, that was this one right here. He was the one who was laying on the floor with his legs crossed. They looked like they were quite comfy when they died.
Well, you can bring them along, but we should move on.
The door stays open, but you notice that the doorway opposite of the way you entered has now opened, and you see what looks to be a food booth in the room beyond.
More food. They really do cater to us here.
Igor, why don't you leave your friends here? They seem to really like it. You're taking them away from their very special buffet.
Well,
Why don't you?
maybe Owl knows him. Look, the one with the gold hair. He's got other fancy rings on his fingers that I don't recognize. It maybe Owl
okay.
knows.
Oh well, if they're got nice stuff on them, go ahead and bring them along. Okay, cool. All right.
Okay.
And I look at Harlan and I'm
Friends
like,
are clearly people of taste. Bring them along.
and I like take a breath to ask Harlan a question, and then I like look at the statue, and I'm like,
And it's holding tickets.
oh, everybody take one. I take mine.
All right.
What have you guys been doing?
Well, mainly focusing on getting you out. Did you make any progress on the door, Lamont?
No.
You didn't.
I wanted my crowbar back. It's a magic door, dude. We got Igor back. Now we got a ticket. Now we each get to pick a thingy. And then we get to go on to the next thing, and hopefully Hal's not dead, and we can make it to freaking happy hour. So
Why don't we just wait in that comfy room there for Owl to show up? I'm sure she's fine.
there is a pretty sweet buffet. But listen, we got to use our ticket in here, right? We each get to pick out a. Hang on, that's a question.
I think
look at the back of the statue.
After all the exhibits, let's just
What?
where you'll have a chance to use that ticket.
All right. So as you guys walk into the next room, and Hal convalesces at the table with her meal, and Wendell regales Seeker Assume with tales of group's prowess when dealing with cultists. We've run over a little late, so we'll call it there tonight. I didn't expect the puzzle to stump my friends quite so hard this evening, so I might have to readjust that one some.
I have some ideas.
Let's go around and see what everyone thought about tonight. It was entertaining. I almost killed a character tonight, and that's always entertaining. But let's just go around and see what everyone thought. Let's start with Harlan Flipcloak this evening, because he was the one with the nat 20 to solve the puzzle.
Yes, D20 coup de grace. You can probably play in here Mondays, Tuesdays, and sometimes on Fridays. Oh boy, it's fun. I don't think it's your fault. I think our party is just really slow at everything they freaking do. we like to be meticulous about things on the and also I'm just terrible at puzzles. But I did love the room. I liked Igor's annex inside the puzzle, or inside the mirror, puzzle mirror. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Let's check in with our nearly deceased member of the party, Hal.
Yeah, that's me. Hi, I'm Nugatosaurus. I play Hal, the shifter fighter / paladin here on Monday nights. It's not Tuesday, Monday. Tomorrow night, I'll be playing Empire of Anastra in our Mist of Ravenloft game, and I play Violet, the synthetic human, in our occasional Friday Night Aliens game. My favorite part was getting totally wrecked by a bunch of Roombas. Like, I feel so dumb. But, you know, it's whatever. It's all good. I'm not dead because DM. Yay, thanks. And, yeah, it was a good night.
There was always a rapid response bot available one time.
We may have had a near death by butterflies in Ravenloft, yes. But wrecked by Roombas is a whole new.
Okay, trademarks. Watch out. They're Roombas with a vroom.
Wrecked by Vroombas.
Roombas. Yeah. Thinking of being wrecked by Roombas and all things automatomical. I don't think I said that right. Let's check in with Lamont Quinlan, the man who's supposed to be really awesome with automatons.
Certainly entertained by them. Hi, producer Trav here. This is what we like to call a bottle episode. a lot of episodes of MASH like this, where the whole thing took place in effectively one room, in this case 2 or 3 rooms. And Wendell's whole thing took place at the inn, if I remember correctly. So
Basically, flew home.
Yeah,
Stayed
it's
in
great.
one room.
It's kind of a curious limbo, and then I get the feeling things are going to jump off next week when we get everybody back together and go crazy. So I'm producer Trav. We're going to play Ravenloft tomorrow. We're really looking forward to that one. And we're going to play Aliens on Friday. And I'm really, really looking forward to that one. So don't miss it. And also, I start a new game on Friday over on Encounter called Eclipse with the Seawall bunch, including Don and Charlie, some friends, dear friends of ours. So I'm excited. My favorite part was Howl getting torched by the security system and Igor eating, and some really precious buddy time. Some rare buddy time with Harlan, some comic shenanigans between the two of them, which was much enjoyed and much appreciated, because who knows what the future holds. And Wendell rounds out the cast. So let's watch Producer Trav. Let's watch Web. You can watch me too, but let's watch WebDM this week too, because it's good for you. And I appreciate you very much, Lindy. See you tomorrow night.
All right, we all appreciate Lindy,
and you, Frank.
It's important to have a
I
channel
appreciate you very much.
Here. We're great to have Wendell playing this evening, but let's check in with her better half, both in the game and out. Igor.
I don't know if that's true, but it's a very nice compliment. I appreciate it. I think she's the better half. But yeah, I'm Igor. I'm Shiny Pilot 206, Twitch, Twitter, and playing a hunchback half orc butler to Wendell, and had a great time. It was fun to kind of take a sideline and watch you guys do the puzzle. Igor did Igor things. Not gonna lie, it was simple. It was fun. I like doing Igor stuff. So any chance I can get to do that stuff, I enjoy it, and I'm glad you guys enjoy it too. Try and make you laugh and have some fun. Favorite part though was Hal getting destroyed by the Vroom bots. That was great. Unexpected. This is great. But good times all around. And yeah, thanks everybody for watching.
That was a little unexpected. So yeah, we'll see what happens with the Vroom bots in the future. Yeah, but I've really enjoyed Igor's Dead Man dioramas with the cakes and whatnot. I thought that was a nice touch. You know, what are you going to do when you're stuck in a room with a bunch of dead people and food? You know, make a diorama. So
Igor's gonna have fun, you know.
Exactly, which was perfect. I mean, I had contingencies for everyone in the room, but I hadn't thought about Igor in the room, and it was just beautiful anyway. I mean, it was great. So I'm at Deception Check. I'm going to go ahead and close myself out before I pass this on over to Lindy. Yeah, this was the first part of a module I'm kind of testing and working out. It looks like I have some things to adjust going forward. So that's going to be entertaining. But I thought it went okay. I thought it was fun. We'll figure some things out and go forward with it. That's what play testing's all about. And it's fun to put my friends' characters through that as well. So you can find me here Mondays doing this. Tuesdays, I am Merrick Tenpenny and Mr. Ravenloft. And Friday, I will be Hank Granger. Nothing horrible can happen on a Friday because we're just playing aliens with friends. I mean, isn't that a wonderful time? I mean, what could go wrong? So, speaking of what can go wrong, let's pass it on over to Wendell Eustace Abernathy, Lucius Throckwaddle, Hassan Pepper the fourth of
Yes.
the average model. Hassan Peppers.
Tis
Good
me,
Lord,
tis
tongue-
I. Yes, it's a long name. You can only imagine him learning how to write it all out as a young youth. Oh, just awful. Anyways, this was super fun. Favorite moments, I liked our Lamont keeping like, let's just leave him there. He's fine. He's happy. I liked Harlan looking at all the puzzle stuff and being like, give me your crowbar. Give me your crowbar. That was great. Igor not having anyone to tell him no and just eating all of the food. And then Howl put the look on multiple people's faces when she was like, I want to push the lower left button. And we were just like, no, don't do it. not actually knowing, but like knowing. And we were right. But that was super fun, super duper fun. You can find us here every Monday for Mondays in Exandria, or nearly every Monday. And tomorrow night on Mr. Ravenloft, they will be on their way to fight a Rakshasa Dark Lord. So that'll be fun. I'm sure nothing could go wrong there. There's no battle map or anything. It'd be crazy. Maybe an elephant heist too. I'm not sure. You know, we'll see what happens. And yeah, Friday, Aliens, episode 10. Don't miss it. It's gonna be amazing. And yeah, that's gonna be awesome. And so just follow me on Twitter for everything else that I've got going on, which is normal stuff throughout the week. I will say we are going to go raid Tabletop to Keyboard, and I will be starting a bi-weekly Zweihander campaign on their channel on Sundays from 6 to 10 Eastern starting this Sunday. So if you're interested, check that out, because I've never played Zweihander before, so it should be fun. Anyways, thank you all so much. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll catch you later.